More people are getting 3 years or 5 years. And for a player, if 5 years is taken out of your playing career, or 3 years, even 1 year, it can really set you back. Because recovering is to go back to your peak is a difficult journey. And so my admonition or advice would be that please, when people, I know for a lot of the players, it starts from somebody advising you that I'll take you to a national team, so you have to reduce your age. Please. The punishment is severe and is there. And so I'll plead with you. Anybody says that, please no. Currently, our U17, look at them winning yesterday, and congratulations to them. They cannot partake in the coming year's event because of a similar issue like that. We were banned for 2 tournaments. One is past, and in 2025, the second one will come. So the draw has been done, and we are not part of it. And it's because a club decided to cheat. We didn't see it. It went to CAF. The player played in the CAF match. And then the sad part of it is that Ghanaians provided the information to the Moroccans, and then they used it against us. I know you've heard so many things on radio. Why didn't you defend? If somebody has cheated clearly, no matter the lawyer you take, you cannot defend it. You cannot. You cannot, especially when they have the evidence. You cannot. So it's not, the idea is not for you to cheat and then for us to find things to go and defend. The ideal situation is for you not to cheat at all. Then we all get our peace of mind. If you don't qualify to play for U17, once you are a good player, you can play for U20. And I've seen it, and we've all seen it. There are players who didn't play for U17. They join U20, they shine, and then that's it. And there are players who didn't need any national team, and they will still do well and have a good career. So please, once you don't qualify for U17, your career will still be good. And I've seen it. I've seen players who have not played for the junior teams, but comes Black Queens, they will be there and they will shine. Come Black Stars, they will be there and they will shine. So please, there's no requirement, it's not a success requirement to by force play a U17 for female or for male. Please. It's something that we need to look at. We are trying very hard and we keep getting. So 3 years ago, we instituted what we call dispensation. And we said that anybody who has double registration in the system should come forward so that data integrity is very important so that we clear the system. A few people came, a whole lot of stories. Sometimes the players were not even aware that somebody has registered them with any age at all. So parents also came forward, and then we cleared a bit. The following year we did. So we said the main window, normally we do it at the end of the season and before the start of the new season. People should come forward. People have not come forward. So if we get to know, the law would apply. Because you see, when you give amnesty for people to come forward and they don't come, it means they have no intention of telling the truth. So when they are caught, then the full ambit of the law will apply to them. So please, if you have such an issue, the best thing is to come forward, and then the right thing is done. I will repeat. If you know you have double registration in the system, the right thing to do is to come forward, and then the correction is done. Then your career is protected, so that we remove the wrong one from the system. I want to repeat it for the second time. If you know, maybe when it started you didn't know, there are situations like that. A player, as of stories, I can give you story the whole day. A player went to live with their mother, went to play football, and then the coach saw the young player, a lady. They took pictures of her that, oh, she's a very good player. They will talk to the parents. They never did. So they didn't know the correct date of birth. They didn't know anything. They only know the name and they have the picture. They registered the picture. There are a few greedy people in the system who think that I'll be the first to register the player so that one day when there is international transfer, I'll get the indemnity. But guess what? The date of birth in the system, totally wrong, because they didn't know it. We have so many issues. Sometimes the FA is impeded from telling its own story. Because guess what? If I go on the radio and I tell some of these stories, a journalist will spin it around and make it an FA issue. The FA is not working. No, it's a human problem. And in every society, there are influences that pushes people to do things. A parent walked into my office one day with the son. The son has been schooling in the US for 2 years. They were back in the country, wanted him to register for a club. And we said, oh, this player has been playing here for the past 2 years. He's been registered every year. He said, by whom? So we showed him the team. Not knowing, after leaving for US, each year the team renews the agreement. It is not possible to renew an agreement without the signature of the player. You are players. Don't you sign every year? So they've been forging the signature of the boy who is schooling in the US and registering the boy. The parent wanted to take the matter to the police. Now when they do, people will turn around and say that the GFA doesn't like club owners. You see. But this clear criminal act. Criminal act. People sign for people all the time. One of these days, I'll make sure one of them goes to jail, just so that we get an example to share. Because people have been signing for players. Each year, there's something you have to sign. Please insist on it. Insist on it, because our registration is said that we register anew every season. You can sign a 3-year contract, but every year the team must put it into the system. They must register you anew. And there are processes that must be followed. Let me not take too much of your time, but so registration is very key for us and it's very electronic. And so all the things they collect from you, your birth certificate, your NHIS card, your any card they collect, they load it onto the system. So we have all of that. And that's why when somebody is trying to deceive you, please tell them that your details are already in the system. One click and we'll all see it and we'll pull it. Okay. Now, coaching opportunities. What we've done, let me join it with club licensing. We want a situation where every club in Ghana is coached by a licensed coach. And by and large, we are on that journey and we are doing that. So even a U13 club must be coached by a licensed coach. So we've made the licensee, license D, very available to all the regions and even at the FA. And through our partnership with your leadership, we've been encouraging former players to go into coaching. A number of former players have acquired their licenses, and we are very grateful for the collaboration, and we are happy for it. Because this game is yours, and if there are opportunities in the game, we would wish that former players will take the opportunity. But what I can also say is that you need not finish playing before you do your licenses. You need not finish playing. A number of the ladies who are playing now have acquired their licenses, and a number of the players who are currently playing the Premier League have also acquired their licenses. So, but first of all, you have to determine what you want to do after playing, and then you start working at it. So if you want to go into administration, there are some administrative courses that we do, and we'll make them available so that you join. When it comes to the ladies, I'm biased, and that one I will not argue with anybody and I will not negotiate. So a number of free trainings will be done for the ladies, and when there are opportunities, we'll talk to your leadership, and then we'll give them slots, and then they will make them available to you. Currently, on the men's side, we are not doing the individual ones free, but we are doing the club ones. We believe the coast, the juvenile areas need support. So 2024, we did a number of free trainings for coast clubs. So again, if you are working with a coast club and the opportunity comes, please avail yourself and then acquire the license. Sometimes there are decision making. You want to be an administrator or you want to be coach, you are not too sure. My advice would be that acquire the license, learn it, and then anytime you are sure, then you continue with it. So in 2025, we hope we'll bring the license A. So for people who have acquired licenses B and are waiting for license A, the license A will be done 2025. So on club licensing, we've done for Premier League Division 1 and the Women's Premier League. Now, the requirement for the coaching is for everywhere, so we need more coaches. And so there will be more opportunities for coaches at clubs. 2020, the next season, we'll be insisting on it the more at the Regional Football Association, because we believe we train a lot of coaches, and we have to be very vigilant so that clubs give them the opportunity to coach. We've moved from the era where people are benevolent volunteers. I like football and I like coaching young people. If you have people like that, you still have to bring them so that they acquire the coaching license and learn the things about safeguarding, integrity, and then even first aid. You can be coaching children and then something happens. If you know the first aid, then you can help the child. So I've talked about integrity and safeguarding in some of the things I've said. It is very crucial that we keep it up. So let me tie in betting before I take my seat. Betting is a canker to the game, not only football, it cuts across all sports. Sports hinges on integrity. That's the only reason why we like sports. Because in football, for instance, it is the game that gives opportunity for a team that we say is an underdog to play against the big teams, and we believe that one fine day they can get them. But when you play a game and then you know that the game has been determined already, the game will lose its core value. And so my caution to you is that we know that there are syndicates across the world that are always trying to get players, get match officials, and people in football to fix matches. Please, please, and please. It is not something that we are saying in vacuum. It is happening in all the countries. And that is why we are always fighting with the betting companies. What we need, we are not saying you cannot do betting. We are saying come forward if you want to do betting on any of our games. Two things, so that we can get some resources for the participants, our teams. But more importantly, so that we can get early warning signal. Because the betting companies, when they sit before their machines, they see the trends. They see people betting and they can tell you that this particular match, almost everybody in one town is betting 2-1. It means something funny is going on there. If they can tell us that early, then we can do something about it. We know syndicates in Thailand and Eastern Europe try to call people. Once they are betting on it, they try to call players, they try to call coaches to fix matches. Please, we are working with Interpol. FIFA is also working with Interpol. So we have a committee from FIFA, CAF, and GFA. They check. And that one, when they get you, please, GFA cannot help you. I'm repeating, because you know GFA is the mother body. They say, GFA should intervene. Please, there are things you intervene, and there are things you cannot, even if you wish to intervene. There was a MTN FA Cup match, I think Unity and team in Brongahafo. We were privileged for FIFA to send us ahead of time that match will end in a particular scoreline. So immediately we postponed the match. That's the early warning signal. If we had allowed the match to be played, all the officials and those who play the match, they would be attending FIFA Ethics Committee. Because everything points to the fact that scoreline will happen. So when we postpone it, and that is where I have my worry with players. When we postpone it, then the player told the father called the FA that my son said they were told to do that scoreline. You see, if you have the information, tell us first. Then instead of you being the accused, you will be a prosecution witness, or you will not be charged. There are things you do and then it's teamwork. When it comes to integrity issue, it is you alone. Let me repeat. You are a football team, so you are supposed to do things together. But when it comes to this integrity thing, it is you alone. We all come from different houses. You know where you are coming from. That's my advice. Me, right now, when together we decide we are going to fight somebody outside, we can take the decision as a group. When I finish, I'll look at myself. In my family, we've not won any fight before, so I will not go and fight. That is it. So when it comes to betting issues and integrity issues, your team wants to fix a match, look at yourself. It is an individual thing. The team will be punished and individually you will be punished. Guess what? If you stayed away or you give information first, you will not be charged because you would have been seen to be doing the right thing. The duty to hold the integrity of the game is what will save you. I hope we all have that in mind. So it's not everything that is teamwork. No. Because these are, let's say, criminal things, illegal things. It's not teamwork. And the team cannot punish you because you said you will not partake in a betting issue or a match fixing issue. No way. Because all the regulations from FIFA, CAF, GFA protects such a person. The same way, so let me extend it to Ghana. If somebody says he's going to do a coup and you go to report, the Constitution protects you. The Constitution, there are provisions there. The same way in football, there are provisions that protect the whistleblower, the person who comes to tell us the truth about some people going to destroy the game. Because match fixing destroys the game. That's more harm than we think. So on that note, I wish you a very good Congress. And but I'm around for a few minutes if there are